A while back, Republicans tried to shut down people in Florida who were feeding the homeless. Now it's happening again. Why do they do this? They give massive tax breaks to billionaires who spend $35,000 on a bottle of wine at fancy parties, but look down on anyone trying to help people struggling with homelessness. Spending $5,000 on a diamond ring is fine. But spending even $1 to help a fellow American is somehow wrong. This isn't just hypocrisy, it's a sickness of the heart, driven by misplaced priorities and an obsession with wealth. Those people need to be sat down and scolded until the sun goes down. They would let someone starve before they'd give up one iota of their comfort. It's sadly ironic when a person in a fancy car stops at a traffic light and sees a homeless person holding a sign that says, "Homeless. Please help," instead of compassion. They often look with contempt, not realizing how quickly their roles could reverse. I know this because I've been both the driver and the person on the corner. Walk a mile in their shoes. I've walked 100 miles. The constant stream of violence and unthoughtful actions glorified in the media isn't helping. It's numbing us to what really matters. Maybe it's time to show the harsh realities of homelessness. To teach the next generation what empathy really looks like. If we don't, the cycle of indifference will continue, and the divide between comfort and struggle will only grow. The time for change is now. Compassion shouldn't be optional when lives are at stake. Let's stop judging and start helping. The change begins with us. Imagine living in a world where your wealth and success are remembered not for how much you amassed, but for how much good you did. For many, it's easy to look past the homeless person on the corner or dismiss the struggle of a single mother working 2 jobs. But what if, instead of looking past them, you looked into their lives and saw yourself? What if their struggle became your opportunity to leave a legacy of compassion and change? Wealth gives you power, yes, but it also gives you the greatest privilege of all, the ability to make a difference. The truth is, life can be unpredictable. The comforts we enjoy today can be taken away in an instant. Many of us who were once on top have found ourselves at rock bottom. And many at rock bottom were once on top. This is not a plea born out of pity. It's a call to rediscover your humanity. The greatest legacy anyone can leave is not the number in their bank account or the property they own, but the lives they've lifted, the communities they've strengthened, and the futures they've brightened. Imagine knowing that you helped a child get their first warm meal in days, or a family find shelter after months on the streets. Imagine being the reason someone had a chance to rebuild their life. That's a kind of power no amount of money can buy. It's not too late to choose a path of purpose. Forgiveness is a powerful act. Start by forgiving yourself for past indifference and channeling your resources into making a difference. You don't need to give up your wealth to help others. You just need to use it wisely. Turn your success into a beacon of hope, not a symbol of separation. Let your legacy be one of compassion and humanity. The world is watching, and your heart already knows what's right. Be the reason someone says, "Because of you, I had a chance." The idea that the wealthy have a moral obligation to society resonates deeply because it's society, the people, the infrastructure, the collective effort that enables wealth to exist in the first place. Andrew Carnegie's Gospel of Wealth argued for this responsibility, and people like Chuck Feeney have shown us the power of quiet generosity. These ideas remind us that true wealth isn't measured in dollars, but in the impact we have on others. Even though I'm not a Christian, I respect the principle of giving quietly, as expressed in, "Get thee into a closet to pray," and "What you give secretly will reward you openly." It's a profound truth I've seen in my own life. By doing good without seeking recognition, I've found that blessings often come back to me in unexpected ways. I try my human best to live by this, to help others without bragging, to give without expectation. And yet, the rewards seem to find their way to me anyway, not because I seek them, but perhaps because genuine kindness creates ripples. It's a quiet joy. And until now, I've kept that part of my life private. Maybe that's the real reward, knowing that even small acts of good can make a big difference, often in ways we can't predict. This issue peeves the hell out of me because I've walked the 100 miles. I know what it's like to be on the other side of that traffic light, holding the sign and hoping for kindness. And strangely, I'm glad I was homeless. It gave me a perspective that so many never get to understand. When you've lived through it, you see the cracks in the system up close. The ways people look past suffering because it's easier than confronting it. But you also learn resilience, humility, and the value of small acts of kindness. Those experiences fuel my frustration when I see people with so much doing so little. They don't realize that the line between comfort and struggle is so thin, so fragile. Being homeless taught me to see humanity in everyone, regardless of their circumstances. And it drives me to speak up, not just for the person on the corner, but for the possibility of a world where no one has to stand there in the first place. If my 100 miles can inspire even one person to find their heart, then every step was worth it. The tears come without warning when I think about it, streaming down my face as if to remind me how deeply this matters. Being homeless wasn't just a chapter of my life, it was a lesson written in hardship, humility, and resilience. Those tears carry the weight of what I've seen and felt, the struggle of surviving, and the joy of realizing that survival shaped who I am. I cry because I know what it's like to be overlooked, to feel invisible, and to hope for a kindness that might never come. But I also cry because those moments taught me to see the humanity in everyone, to never look away from someone in need, and to fight for a world where no one is left behind. Maybe those tears are a reminder that pain, when embraced, can become a source of strength. They fuel my passion, my determination to speak up, and my hope that my story might inspire someone to find their heart and take a step toward compassion. If these tears mean anything, they mean I'm still human. And maybe that's the most important thing of all.